uh, to be more responsive, yeah, to be more public center kind of attitude. We created new units according to the challenge. I have three, yeah, using the EduBox kind of concept, for example. This is also revolutionizing the way we do technology. School children starting to do exam using mobile phone. But the one that doesn't have mobile phone, we let them with some laptops. In society 4.0, something we are more or less wants to have more interaction with Swedish high-tech company. Yeah. Everybody talk about 4.0, 4.0, but don't really understand what is really to our daily life. Then collaboration. This is my strength. The reason I come here is because I want to collaborate. Even though it's a very difficult day to travel, because of demonstration in Bandung, demonstration in every city, now today also in Jakarta. It's very tough situation, but we're doing okay. We passed this kind of situation before, so we will pass also today. Innovations, we created part of our spirit, but the thing that I'm very proud of is what we call digital inclusive. So I'm focusing the technology to transform the livelihood, the economy of the rural economy, the rural people. So basically, this is the map that will guide you through the following slides of implementations. Now, when we talk about smart cities, I was a city mayor of Bandung, so we won many awards of this initiative, but basically I come into three conclusions. Coba slide yang tadi. Number one, basically, smart city is a term that agreed by many countries around the world, but for us, it's basically to do three things. One is to control. I need to control using my mobile phone to control my budget, to control my data, to control my traffic, to control flows of information, and so on and so on. That's number one. Number two for us is to connect with people. We have Jabar Quick Response. People complain online, we respond in next 24 hours how to do this. Basically, we have complaint online. We are basically have two-way communications. Number three is to observe. The third one, we still need to learn from the advanced countries. Some call it intelligent infrastructure. How, for example, you inform by the water level rise to inform that could be a flood or whatever. So something what we call intelligent infrastructure that we don't really have yet. Imagine if you change all the street lamps, for example, using smart street lamps, something I would like to have but not yet implemented, that they can on and off automatically according to the light condition. For example, multi-use, we can charge the mobile phone, we can do whatever, we can create. So I think on the third, we still so many opportunities. Now, the power of me is a governor now. I can make policy directly to 27 cities. Before I make, I made decision only to one cities. Now I make decision to 27 cities. So I think if you have any technologies that I think is needed for cities or rural in West Java, more than happy to spend the time to listen and observe. Oke, sekarang kembali ke yang Jawa Barat. Slide berikut. Do we have to screen? Okay. Next. So this is a good news also, Pak. West Java is exercising the dynamic governance. Government 1.0 is very old school, rule-based. No innovation because there is no rules provided. Yeah, so it's very old. We are now doing what we call performance-based governance. If you're doing good, you get rewarded incentive, you get rewarded certificate, awards, whatever. Yeah. But the government 1.0 and 2.0 still in the mindset that everything we do in West Java is a domain of bureaucracy, so less collaboration. So now I'm opening to the new theory that the government and the development in West Java must exercise what we call dynamic governance. Dynamic governance means that we are inviting everybody to be part of the fulfilling the goals of West Java. We are opening to public-private partnership. I'm opening to any business of Sweden to build our hospital, and we do PPP, to build our school, to build our tourism, to build our smart cities in the form of any mutual benefit kind of relationships. Yeah. So we call it dynamic, and not many cities or region exercising this one. So now as a governor, I'm very open to any what we call pentahelix stakeholders. So West Java will be developed not only by the government like 2.0, but by ABCGM, academic, business, community, government, and media. So this is my theory. First, to tell you the reason I always travel here and there, I connect to everybody, is basically to make sure West Java progress is not depend on the government only performance, but more to everybody that are interested to be part of our networks. Okay, so first of all, this is effective response. Our enemy today is a fake news, for example. Yeah. And during this political year, it's very hot political year, so many fake news or hoax happening. And it's not only political hoax, it's also economic hoax. For example, there was a photo of a landslide. They said it is landslide on the way to Garut, to one of my cities. And all the tourists cancel the bookings, restaurant, nobody coming. We lost 5 billion rupiah that weekend. But when we check using our team, yes, it was a landslide, but it was in China. It's not in Garut yet. But it is believed by my people, according to survey, 40% of Indonesian people cannot differentiate between real news and fake news. It's very sad. So this is my challenge, how to educate my people to be really understand the difference. Yeah. Baik lagi. So every Monday, for example, we posted 5 fake news of the week that my citizen must understand and know. See, this is more or less just the week of 1 and 7 July, 163 reports. Yeah. So this is my response. In the Indonesian government, there is no fake news working unit, for example. But I needed to respond. Otherwise, my people will spend time for useless and unproductive time. Berikut. This is Jabar Quick Response based on digital. So this is how I transform the smart complaint into actions. Yeah. The complaint coming digitally using social media, but the team will follow up. For example, Pak Ridwan, there was a very bad condition of my neighbor in this area. Can you help? Before this digital connection, I think it will be very, very slow. because West Java is so big. Yeah. But now I have a working unit ready, respond very quick. So now people say the government is here, yeah, in every problem that we have. Very good. We are building this everywhere. Yeah, this is my legacy in Bandung. Now, as a governor, I make it 5 cities this year. But by the end of my term, 27 cities, we will have this command center. We put all the data, we co-sharing the data also. We make it standard for all West Java. And this is where, if you have any high-tech company in Sweden would like to be part, yeah, as an architect, I have to, and I love Star Trek, so I designed the command center more like Star Trek cockpit, Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock. So this is serious business, and I think this is helping the leader to make a good decision. I have a slogan: good data, good decision; bad data, bad decision. And the leader judged by the quality of decision. So if the input to the leader is bad data, and he will make, or he or she will make a bad decision. So I think good data is very important. This is in Bandung. Berikut tadi di mana ya? This is in Pangandaran. Ya, berikut. Okay. So this is Garut also. Berikut. So I think we as you see, this is how we observe. Yeah, I think 50% is traffic-related observations, but more than that we do other things. Bisa berikut. We have so many hundreds of these dots of everything. Yeah. This is spatial data that we ada itu nggak ada separate lapor. For example, one apps that won national awards is we use spatial data to inform the farmers what to plant in the land. Currently, we have so many unused land because no knowledge, number one. And currently we have environmental disaster because the farmer plants something that's not suitable to the geographical situation of the land. So it's two things: no economic value and damaging the environment. Yeah. So now we're creating an app informing that, hey farmers, according to your climate, microclimate situation, according to your steepness of your land and the quality of your soil and the market of the agriculture, we recommend that you plant such and such agriculture. So this is revolutionize the way we do business. Jangan loncat-loncat. Ada nggak? Nggak, slide-nya nggak ada. Ini mau tetap biasa. Iya, mohon maaf. Tapi intinya gitu ya, paham ya? I translate in Indonesia, this little bit complicated. Jadi, di Jawa Barat itu tanah masih banyak yang kosong, Pak. Tanah yang dipakai merusak lingkungan. Di sepanjang Citarum, mereka menanam kentang. Karena tidak tahu nanam apa lagi. Si kentang itu, Pak, tanahnya itu nggak bisa dijaga oleh akarnya. Itu yang bikin banjir. Ya longsor tiap hari ke Sungai Citarum, bikin sedimen dan sebagainya. Sekarang dengan sistem ini mereka berubah. Oh ternyata kopi laku dan kopi akarnya kuat, maka pindahlah sekarang dari kentang. Kira-kira gitu ya. Itu semua karena dari data spasial digital. Oke, contoh yang lain. Payment online, I think this is very common, yeah. But the good thing is, this is good news. We changed the way we do payments in West Java. Before, we create our own website. We thought it was cool to to have our own website. Yeah, but actually people don't use our website. They use Tokopedia for do commerce. They use Bukalapak, our e-commerce, our unicorn business. So I changed the system now. Do not make any more website because it's time consuming and you cannot catch up with the progress. Now we engage with Bukalapak, we engage with Tokopedia. So the people use Tokopedia and Bukalapak to do business with us. Instead, we create our own apps or our own platform. So you can pay tax using Bukalapak or Tokopedia. You can, in the future, do whatever with your daily use of this e-commerce. Yeah. Now we use this unicorn e-commerce as a way to deliver public service. So this is a new theory, still only in West Java. And you see what happened, you see the steep income. Before the invention of this concept, our income from tax is very low, 2016-17. Starting 2018, my first time as a governor in July, it's really steep. So now I understand. People will, they're comfortable with their routine. So we use their routine to engage with us. So basically that's the concept. Yeah. Very good. This is a complaint online. Yeah. I think we are starting to have this and everywhere we can. Very good. This is the one that I'm very proud. We call it Digital Village, because I need to help rural economy. Yeah. We have installed 600 Wi-Fi. We have village social media. We have a WhatsApp group. We have an apps for communicating governor and villagers committee. We have a software. We have digital business accelerator. We have agriculture-based software and so on and so on. Very good. So this is example. West Java is very proud that 4.0 is already implemented in our village. Now to feed the fish, ikan lele, catfish, the farmer no need using hand anymore. They're using just mobile phone. Yeah. Before it's very manual. Yeah. But if you have like 10 fish pond, you have to travel to 10 fish pond. Yeah. But now just simply press your mobile phone, the container that has the food, fish, and the sensor will receive the message from mobile phone and projected the food automatically. Good news is, during the manual process, they have they harvest the catfish twice a year, now 3 times or 4 times a year, yeah, double the income. So, and catfish is one of the most delicious dishes of Indonesian food. Maybe some of you haven't tried, should try. Yeah, the pecel lele. Yeah. So if you eat pecel lele or pecel catfish, biggest sense you are eating the digital lele coming from Indramayu. Yeah. Very good. This one is a fish finder in Pelabuhan Ratu. So we equip the fishermen to the ocean to find the fish using this sonar and satellite and so on and so on. Very good. We are starting to have a smart farming. We haven't published because we are testing as we speak now. Maybe I will announce in January. Because in the Indonesia farming system, we are still very manual. During the rainy season, everybody okay. But during the drought, like today, nobody planting whatever plant, yeah, because they are really depending on the rain and also the water catchment. So using deep irrigations, we are starting that using only 10% of water, but will produce the same amount of agriculture. So we are starting to change the way we do this. Very good. This is a project very important. We have 10,000 Islamic school in West Java, madrasah. So we try to have a economic project, one pesantren, one product. At the end, we are hoping no more the issue of radicalism, the issue of hatred because of extreme poverty. When you have extreme poverty, you blame system. When you blame system, you try to find a symbol of something you blame. Then you channel your hate to that symbol. Yeah. So hopefully by these economic projects, everybody happy, and at the end when everybody happy, then we can have more conducive social and political situation. Berikut. We sell now fruits online, something not yet become a common in Indonesia, Pak. The reason why the farmers still poor because it's the middleman who got rich, not the farmers. So the farmers sell to the middleman, so many, and the middleman sell to the customer. The multiplication of price is really unfair. Yeah. So the farmer always the poor side of the equations, and the price is always too high. So we're now compressing the system. I'm encouraging any farmer to get educated to understand the e-commerce. So now, for example, on this one, people in Jakarta, in Bandung, can buy directly to the farmers using the system. How we do it? This is how we do it. We created what we call village digital center. So it's a form of small building in the village, but it's like comment center. You bring your products, you go to the facilities, and the person inside the digital center take a photo of your product and you sell it online by the help of Tokopedia. If I mention many Tokopedia, this is my implementation of collaboration, the government 3.0, because I don't have resources to do like Tokopedia. Instead of building a working unit like Tokopedia, it's better just bring Tokopedia to be part of our strategy. Yeah, so this is my mindset. So you will see in the future 6,000 of this digital center, yeah, and helping people to buy online, also selling product online. Okay. Very good. This is also fintech. Yeah, I'm helping people to get access for microcredits. We have still a loan shark problem. Yeah. Why we have a loan shark problem? Because the loan shark atau rentenir, they give money very easy, but the interest is very high. Yeah. So I asked sample the poor people, why you borrow money from loan shark? Because the interest is like 20% or 25%. But Ridwan, it's better I have a loan from loan shark because they come to us, they don't ask too much questions, so we feel comfortable. Yeah. But if we have to go to conventional bank, I have to change my clothes to be proper. I have to meet a very scary security guard in front of the bank, and it's too many procedures. So for the poor people, it's the procedure that stresses them, not the interest. So now I created what I call Mesra, Mesra singkatan Masyarakat Ekonomi Sejahtera. You go to religious facilities. Since West Java is 90% Muslim, so the whole mosque, 100,000 of them, become the outlets of this, because mosque is everywhere, in the top of mountains, in the rural, everywhere. So not just using for religious activities, but also become the outlets for helping the rural area. Yeah. But not only the mosque, because we are very diverse, also in the church, in the vihara, in many forms. And once you get approved, the motorbike of our bank will come and give you the loan. Very good. And this is part of my future of West Java will be innovation in creative economy based on the smart and digital. Berikut. We built this. So I'm hoping also if any university in Sweden would like to have like this. This is collaboration with NUS, Madam Ambassador. Yeah. This is with National University of Singapore. It's a startup hub. Yeah. So I'm hoping maybe there is 1-2 brand in Sweden would like to come invest, be part of our future, investing in our startups. I think that will be something good before other countries come and do something like this. I would like to be more Swedish company coming. Yeah. We have 3 or 4 of the facilities. Very good. Ini lewat aja terus. So I think basically to conclude, we are now in the stage of digitalizing the whole process of development in West Java. I divided into 2 geographical conditions: smart city for cities, yeah, digital village for rurals. Starting with our own problem, which is the government service first. Then better connection, better communication, quick response. But something that we need, that I think I'm hoping many enterprises in Sweden will provide, is the infrastructure that's smart. Yeah. So we don't have yet the smart street lighting, the smart monitoring for water, the smart monitoring for traffic control, for anything like that. I think that more or less the opportunities. Again, we are hoping in the next 30 years, Sweden will be our most strategic partners, yeah, to develop this strong economy together. Terima kasih. Thank you.
I think that was the most inspiring and comprehensive presentation, far more than I'm sure that we expected. Madam Ambassador, I'm sure you'd like to say a few words of thanks to Excellence.
Yes, inspiring again, Honorable Governor, and this was actually the 5th time we met, and I've been here for 1 year now, so it's starting to get quite often that we meet, and that's exactly what you also told us when we were in Bandung. Come often, and we will come often. This is definitely not the last time we meet. We have a prosperous future ahead of us, and we have the same vision. We share the same vision and hopes for our future cooperation. Thank you so much.
I will open my doors to any Swedish company with one condition. Help me open West Java Cafe in Stockholm. Because we are producing the best coffee in the world. We won many competitions for coffee, but I said, not just exporting, we have to have diplomacy using coffee. And I know Swedish people is one of the highest number of coffee consuming in the world. So to have a small cafe in a nice small street in Stockholm with 100% West Java coffee would be something we would like to have as a diplomacy.
Delightfully, everyone is open for questions, so I'm sure you've all bursting to asking questions. Now, until we get this Slido going, please feel free to put your hand up and tell us who you are and what question you'd like to address in Bahasa Indonesia or Bahasa Inggris, preferably in English. There's one at the back, over there. We have a Slido system as well, Paul. You can see the questions, but I'll get them to you. Quicker to bring out, Maria. Please stand, tell us who you
Yeah.
are. A straightforward question, please.
Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum Pak Gubernur, Pak Ridwan Kamil. Ini speak bahasa quick. Pak Gubernur, saya Alfred dari Koalisi Pejalan Kaki. Saya ingin melihat kota-kota lain di luar Bandung. Hanya ingin melihat trotoarnya ada. Ya, hanya ingin melihat trotoarnya ada. Dan bagaimana cara Bapak untuk mendorong wali kota bupati untuk membangun trotoar yang akses bagi seluruh warga kota yang ada di Jawa Barat. Karena seperti saya, warga Depok, itu sangat miskin sekali trotoarnya di kota yang saya tinggali. Bahkan untuk mencari trotoar saya harus datang ke Jakarta dan juga ke kota Bogor. Hanya untuk melihat trotoar saja. Dan itu sih sebenarnya karena kita sudah mau masuk era 4.0. Ya, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We're just going to ask one question at a time.
Okay.
So that
Okay, question was, what is my strategy to have more people in West Java walk in the proper sidewalks? Yeah. Here's the thing, yeah. We don't have really a very strong walking culture, not yet, not like in European standard. But for me, livable city is a walkable city. When you see people walk, you can imagine that the whole system of the civilization is really very human friendly. Yeah. So I was very happy God gave me the destiny to be a city mayor. I was trained as an architect and urban designer. I went to UC Berkeley for my master. So before I was serving client as a mayor, I was a client, right? So I designed the concept of what we call Bandung Mobility Projects. I switched the word transportation to mobility because for me, when you move yourself around the city, it's not always using the motoric kind of system, but you can walk. Yeah. So number one, we make policy like this one to reduce the parking space and dedicated the setbacks for people to walk. Number two, we created a slogan named Panca Trotoar, the Pancasila, the Panca Trotoar. What is Panca Trotoar? It's 5 principles of good sidewalk. Just created. Number one, you need to have chairs or benches, because according to my my thesis tutor in UC Berkeley, sidewalk is not for people to walk only. Sidewalk also for people to relax. That's why I provide something to relax. Yeah. So I started the project of, and people is very beautiful. You don't have facility, you don't do nothing. But if you have facility, you use it. Yeah. So, and I put Wi-Fi also. So I saw in Bandung, a student finished their thesis at the sidewalk, on the sidewalk, because it's very comfortable. It's free Wi-Fi, and you know. Number two is you need to have protection. That's why you see lots of balls, stone balls. Yeah. It's a bollards, yeah, to make sure no cars jumping to the sidewalks. Yeah. Standard, international standard for blinds, the yellow. I remember Pabima Arya painted red. I said, Pabima, the standard is yellow, not red, because yellow for people with small sighting ability still can see yellow as a guideline. Do you change to red or whatever the party that you are enter in politics? That's not really scientific. And this is what happened. Now, in my city, Bandung, senior citizen walks again. They spend times on the sidewalk. Children play on the sidewalk. Everybody enjoy the city during a good weather on the sidewalk. So for me, one of my my proud legacy would be to make the human-centered city again. But that was as a city mayor. Now as a governor, I make policy. So this year, in Depok, hopefully, in every cities, I created what I call the main street projects. Yeah. So I give money to Wali Kota Depok, I give money to every cities to create a model of good street. The model of good street indicating you have the trees, you have a wide sidewalk, you have the benches and everything. So it will take time, but be patient. I understand your concern because I don't want my people, especially in Depok, reduce the human only for economic animal. Yeah, every day just 9 to 5, making money, but you forget that you need something to become human, which is social interaction. This is elevated sidewalks and so on. So I think Depok is also on the progress. I'll let you know when it happens.
Thank you. The second question is one that is not exactly about, where is it gone? Oh yes, not exactly about smart cities, but Kamil, are you ready to scale up what you achieve in West Java to national scale? Going from city to
My
province.
project is universal. My vision is very universal. So no need to be the national level figure to spread the good vision, right? Because it's really copyable. The vision of village digital center, of fisheries, everywhere is, but West Java is a small Indonesia. So I think I can use the forum of governors, I can use the mayor's forum to implement all this smart city. But the good thing is, I'm very happy because the attitude of the leaders in Indonesia, they have a wait and see attitude, Madam Ambassador. That's why during the smart city, only Surabaya, only Bandung, that time, yeah, and only 5 cities really understand the smart city needs. The rest is just wait and see. But now, the central government make it compulsory to have smart city as a policy. Not everybody doing smart city. So I think, yes, we will do the scaling up of the program from West Java to the national level. Kalau ngomongin 2024 nanti saja.
Two questions here, whether you're going to follow the national capital and move the capital of West Java out of Bandung, Pak.
It's very simple, Pak. It's very simple. We inherited a very bad urban design. Okay. If you go to Bandung, my department office is scattered far away. We have 40 offices. Even 1, 2 offices outside Bandung. It's very inefficient. So the discourse is to have a unified area for offices of my departments. It's not moving the capital. The capital still in Bandung, but the complex of government center will be somewhere that's reachable by people. They come only one place and you have all the services. So that's the idea. It's like Kuala Lumpur. The capital is like Malaysia. The capital of Malaysia is still Kuala Lumpur, but the government center is in Putrajaya. Yeah. But there are some countries move the whole capital and government center at the same time. Brazil, USA in the old times, Myanmar, yeah, so on. And Indonesia, they will move to Kalimantan Timur. Yeah. I think it will be very difficult to have a street demonstration in Kalimantan Timur. Because you have to buy the ticket to airplane, it's expensive today, yeah? Discouraging. So it's good for politics maybe. Sweet.
Do you have time for one more, Pak?
One more. I think I will answer the top one.
Please do.
I think when we say the word smart, it's also how we change the mindset of our energy-consuming lifestyle into more efficient using a smart attitude. Yeah. That's why we starting to buy electric cars and motorbikes. Coba tampilkan. So if Scania has an electric or any anything electric, we are starting to spend budget, Pak. to transform the fuel system into electric system, yeah. Including the home appliance. That now currently is always a problem with the gas supply yang 3 kilo itu kan. But if we shift it to electric stove, for example, but the problem with electric stove in the market today, the wattage is still too high. So either you cook or you black out the whole the whole home because the wattage is still too big for us middle low homes. Yeah. So it's not still economic. So I'm looking for any technology that can answer to have an electric stove, but with very less wattage kind of system. If you have any, I can tell 700,000 household to change this into electric. That's number one. Number two, we are seriously going green, yeah, not in the form of just open space, but we are now building waste to energy everywhere. In Bogor, we are building waste to energy to replace the coal for cement factories, yeah, using RDF technology. Currently, the cement factory in Cement, they burn coal to develop this business, but in the next 2 years, they will use municipal waste, transform into solid briquette, and change to replace the coal. That's number one. We are now finishing the permit to build recycling plastic facilities, transforming plastic waste into green fuels. My vision is no more plastic waste going to river and ocean, because Indonesia, notoriously known as number 2 biggest polluter of plastic in the world. It's very sad. So I think West Java will be the first to tell the whole Indonesia that there is a technology and I have a political will, and we combine it into the facilities of this into something useful. We will have an incineration technology also to transform municipal waste for electricity. The president already assigned pad press for this and so on and so on. So I think in the next 5 years you will see so many progress on transforming the typical lifestyle, yeah, energy consuming lifestyle into more green, efficient. And I'm hoping again any company in Sweden that has a business related to green, efficient, sustainable, come to West Java. We would like to listen and implement. Yeah, and this one also. So I think this more or less cover what's happening today in West Java. Terima kasih Hatur.
Let's give a rousing round of applause. Thank you very much for being with us, Pak Kamil. You have been a great inspiration to people who are looking to change Indonesia through smart cities. Thank you.
Siapa sih? Yang MC siapa? Dari Sweden Embassy. Kalau saya jalan kaki. Hah? Ini kalau saya jalan kaki. Iya. Nggak ketahuan juga orang. Apa? Ini Facebook ya? Enggak. Gitu. Kalau Facebook? Kalau saya Facebook bisa aja sih, cuma enaknya like jadi silakan. Kapan kita ngobrol lagi? Iya. Oke. Diantar. Biasanya malas nih mau orang kantor jauh. Kita bikin acara sekaligus. Terus Kelibatannya mereka nggak ada. Siapa? Yang ngomong aja dia dulu kan apa sana? Karena abang aja ngomong nih, kenapa harus ini?
Sorry about that protocol call. You have to say goodbye to your guests. We're going to have our workshops now. So in order to do that, we're going to have to clear the room again. Sorry. So hopefully there's coffee outside. But we are going to continue with the workshops. They're an important and integral part. So the groups are written outside. So please clear the room, take your personal possessions with you, and come back in 15 minutes when we've created. Here yesterday will know how this works. It's a really valuable process. We're not going to stop having the workshops. They will continue. Please find your groups and come back in 15 minutes.
Oke, terima kasih.